Good morning, everybody. How you doing today? My name's Andrew. I'm Grandpa.
Okay.
I'm Gavin.
I'm Tracy.
I'm Daniel.
I'm Matt, and we're some of the Veggie Boys.
Hey, goes.
And we'd like to thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because we can grow a lot of stuff on the farm, but one thing we can't grow is this channel without your help. Welcome back, everyone. It's so nice to see you. We have just made it to the farm, and it's looking like it's gonna be a beautiful day. The only thing is it's gonna be warm again, like very warm, which will make working very difficult. These are called Red Hubbards. Yeah. Oh, she's giving the Hubbards kisses. Callie and I have just arrived at the farm this morning, so we've got a lot of stuff to get done. We got to get the farm market all set up and the rest of the chores taken care of. But before we can do that, I guess we gotta kiss all the pumpkins that we can. Callie, what are you doing kissing pumpkins?
I'm not against warm.
We just got all this stuff put out here pretty recently, and the customers have been pretty excited, especially with all the fall items. And I think it really helps to start pushing this stuff when you see color, and with the mums that we've brought up, there's starting to be a lot of color here. All right, Callie, we love to play, but we gotta go to work. Let's go to work. So I always talk about getting the farm market set up right away in the morning. There's a few things we have to do. One is clean everything we can. So we vacuum the floors, we wipe down all the counters, and we sanitize the counters and doors. This is something that's very important to us because, well, we handle food, and two, if we were buying produce from somewhere, we'd want it to be clean. Don't you agree? Yeah, everybody wants that. Normally the farm market is all set up by now, but we're rearranging things. We've been harvesting peppers for quite some time, but we're at the point where people are really starting to pick them up. Since we have a lot of people looking for peppers, we've been getting pallets set so that we can have full baskets. If any customers want half bushels or bushels, they can grab them. And we're also gonna be taking our bell peppers and some other peppers, moving them from that table over here into our pallets.
Want me to wipe your hands?
Quick update on how the bins look now. We got some peppers dumped into them. So everything's looking good. The farm market is now all set up, so that means we can move on to our next job. I was on my way down to take care of the animals, but on my way through the kitchen, I saw Grammy. Grammy, what are you working on today?
Red beets.
It looks like not only is she jarring red beets here, but she had also made some salsa. Those are our tomatoes, and these are our red beets. So everything that she's making here today is stuff that we've harvested. Well, I was on my way to take care of the animals, but Dad, tell them what the problem is.
We're too slow, everything's done.
Since we don't need to run down and take care of the animals, I'm gonna get the side-by-side hooked up to the wagon. I don't know what to tell you, but that was almost perfect. I think I'm getting pretty good at this backing up stuff. Watch out, bumblebees in the grass, I'm coming through. I got the side-by-side backed up to the dock and we are loading up baskets. The first thing we're gonna be picking today is beans. We need 3 different types: yellow beans, flat beans, and green beans. You know what my dad always said about beans? Beans, beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you have to pick. Yeah, that's what he would say. And I mean, I can't argue with his logic. It's true. The more we would eat, the more we would have to pick. Something that's cool about this particular field that we're in is that it had multiple plantings of beans. And the reason why we like to do that is so we don't have to move our harvester around. We can leave our harvester parked right out in the field, and anytime we need to pick, we just get hooked up to it and we can start. Many of you have seen how this machine works, but just for a quick refresher, Dad is going to be guiding the bushes into those guides right there. The beans will then go into this housing where there is a cylinder with fingers that will strip the beans of all the beans and the plant material. It will then follow up into our fan, which will pull all of the debris out, leaving only the beans, and the beans will continue to follow the conveyors right into the baskets. Now, a lot of people are curious how effective this machine is. It's definitely not gonna pick as perfectly as you would if you were hand picking, but the fact that it's so efficient and it allows us to harvest a lot at one time makes this so convenient and for us very beneficial. And when the machine is set up correctly, it does a great job at stripping all of the beans off the plant. So in just 2 rows, we were able to get 4 bushel of yellow beans and 5 bushel of green beans. I don't know what to tell you, Grandpa. These beans are pretty nice. Hopelessly. Now, we definitely have a surplus of beans, and we discussed taking them down to the auction, but Dad was down at the auction last night, and beans were selling for $2.50 to $3 a box, which is not worth the time and the expense to harvest them and haul them down to the auction. And you're probably thinking, why is that? Well, the boxes that the beans go in sell for $1 to $2, and then we have to think about the gas to take all the beans down. Not only that, but whoever is down at the auction has to make that trip and then handle everything while they're down there when they could be working on something else.
What's impressive is there was a lot of beans at the auction, so that's why they weren't bringing too much money. But here at the Veggie Boys, makes good cow feed if we can't use it.
So this is what we got from going out and back. 4 bushel of yellow beans, and we got 6 bushel of green beans. So a little more than I thought. So this is what we're gonna finish off with today, and I think that looks really, really good. We're not gonna head straight home. We do need to do a little bit of picking before we head back, and that's gonna be at the white corn. Number 1 goal, don't lose any beans on the way home. Hey, I told them your famous saying.
Gotta get like a tree and leave?
No, the one's about the beans. Beans, they're good for your heart. The more you eat, the more you gotta pick.
That's what I tell you, boys.
Now, Dad, we raise yellow and white corn, yellow corn, and white corn. But why do people want white corn so much?
White corn was the original sugar-enhanced corn. Usually your old-timers like the white corn because they think it's the sweetest corn.
And I will say there are times where the white sweet corn, oh, it tastes pretty good. I mean, it always tastes pretty good, but there are times where it's really, really sweet. This is the corniest jungle I've ever been in. We each wanted to get 3 baskets of white corn harvested. I got my 3 baskets picked, and Dad and Matt are just bringing out theirs now. Starting to look like a really, really nice wagon with all these beautiful beans and this white corn. That looks pretty good. But as we always say around here, looking good is half the battle. You gotta taste good. And it does. I don't want to knock anything off my wagon, but we're going through a ditch. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah. Let me hear it. You know what's worse than picking sweet corn once? Picking it twice. Just got back with the wagon. Daniel got the side-by-side unhooked right away because he needed to run a quick job. But this is everything that we got picked so far, and we just need to get it all moved into the cooler. was gonna be hot today, but I did not expect it to be as humid as it is. That's something that's really, really shocked me. I mean, it's nothing we haven't seen before, but it is sticky. Well, if you've never seen a bin of beans before, now you've seen a bin of beans. We're all getting in the side-by-side now because we need to go and pull some more corn, but we're not getting white corn or yellow corn, we're getting yellow and white. How do you feel about that, Gavin?
I don't know what all the difference is, but it sounds good to me.
Why is the driver going so fast?
He wants to go to the auction.
We're out of corn, so that's why we're driving fast. We're out of corn. That farm that we were at before with the really large cornfield, it is now all finished off, and all the corn that was there has been chopped up and is currently being fed to the cattle. We are on the home farm again, which is really nice because it's a lot easier to harvest corn off the home farm, and we have a large field of sweet corn here that we're gonna be picking from. And what's nice is this is not for an order, so all we have to do is fill the bin. Easy pickings, that's what we like. Now, even though we're not counting, we still have to stay kind of focused so that we don't miss any ears. We know all the corn that we miss will eventually be fed to the cattle, but for now, we really need sweet corn in the farm market, and we're expecting to continuously be busy, so we want to harvest everything we can. That's where we're gonna be stopping with sweet corn for today. This field's pretty nice that we've been harvesting, and the sweet corn that we were able to get loaded on the bin, well, I think we're all happy with the way it looks. You know, something you never really hear about is how hot it really is in a sweet corn field. Not only is it humid out as it is, but the sweet corn is giving off moisture, which makes it even more humid as you're picking, and that really makes you sweat. I wouldn't say it's too much hotter in the cornfield, but it definitely feels hotter in the cornfield. Now, I've had a few people asking about the no-till sweet corn, which is something that we put a lot of effort into this year. The sweet corn that we're harvesting now is all no-till. As a matter of fact, on the farm, all the sweet corn that you have seen harvested, except for the stuff that was planted under the biodegradable mulch, has been sweet corn that was no-till seeded and eventually no-till harvested. Now, if you were to ask me at the beginning of the year if I would notice a difference between no-till and tilled sweet corn ground, I would probably tell you yes. But this year, I don't see much of a difference as we're harvesting. It did seem to have a little bit of trouble in the beginning stages when it was seeded, but there's a few factors that probably contributed to that. One, the ground is colder when it's no-till, and two, it was so dry when this stuff was seeded, but it eventually fought through both of those hiccups, hills, trials, whatever you want to call it, and gave us some beautiful corn. I do think no-till worked out very, very well for us. It saved us a lot of time at the beginning of the year, and we'll probably keep doing it. Now, Daniel and Matthew have head back to the farm with the sweet corn. They wanted to get it into the farm because we were basically out, and someone was also there for an order, so they wanted to fill it. But in the meantime, we are back here at the peppers because we need a few baskets, and we feel like this is a good time to grab them. And the peppers that we're looking to harvest today specifically are bell peppers. Now, in one of our last videos, we talked about how Phytophthora was affecting our peppers, and it still is, but if we do some looking around, we can find beautiful bells. Wow, look at this pepper. That is gorgeous. That's a basket topper right there. Nice peppers here. I tell you what, it is really depressing going through these peppers and pulling off all those bad ones. Oh, what could have been. Well, everyone, we got the peppers all harvested and put onto the side-by-side. I would have loved to film it for you, but the camera was getting too hot. It was overheating and shutting down again, so I wasn't able to get it all filmed. But we got the bell peppers that we needed onto the side-by-side, and we're taking them home.
There's tomatoes to pick, even though it's hot.
So this is where the boys brought the corn into. It looks really good. We should have this full bin the rest of the day. Should. Because if it's gone, that means we've been busy and we're in trouble. These are the peppers that we just got picked. They look really nice. Here's that giant red one. Gorgeous. So this cooler went from being kind of full to being like really full. It is now lunchtime on the farm, and it looks like we are having hot dogs and some fresh veggies. Hey everyone, it is now the afternoon, and we got hit with a crazy storm. Like, I'm telling you, trees falling down all over the place. The wind was blowing. Really didn't get too much recording done. We've been trying to work on stuff here at the farm market, and then when that storm came, it was nuts. Right now, Dad and I are back in a wagon, and you're good, Dad, just like that. We had wind come through here that I have not seen in a very long time.
Put the buckets in.
Most of the afternoon, Daniel was the only one out in the fields. He was running the chopper and he was clearing some stuff up. We had some overgrown fields that weren't looking too nice, and they just needed to be cleaned, which is what we did. When weather just pops up like this out of nowhere, it can be scary, especially with those high winds. What we're trying to do now is get all these pumpkin bins put away. Even though it's raining, it's gonna continue to rain. We don't want the bins to get soft and then break. I like your roof.
I need sides though.
I forgot to mention, not only were we here at the farm market and Daniel was working on some stuff, Matthew was at the auction picking up some pumpkins and fall items. Yeah, and everything that he picked up, well, it's soaked. We are just finishing with closing up here on the farm. I have a few things I need to take home for Lauren and I. It's nasty out here. It is not good. We got everything pulled off from the auction. All of the bins have been put into the shop, and it's still thundering out here. Now, I did bring the quad up, but tonight I'm taking the truck home. I know what you're thinking. What, the truck? Yeah, they said I didn't need to take the quad or the side-by-side home in the rain. What a nice family I have. Everyone, we are now in the house. We are dry, warm, thankfully. It's getting chilly out. But for dinner tonight, we have a potato casserole. There is kibasi, corn, potatoes, and cheese. What a deal. And since we're all sitting down to eat dinner, that means this is where we're gonna end the video today. I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye!